I hate 9 to 5 jobs with a passion. I hate them even more than cars, and that's saying something. And when I had one, it was the biggest source of distress in my life. And I think it's one of the biggest sources of dissatisfaction in people's lives. I vowed to never work another 9 to 5 job again. So in this video, I'll tell you why. I want to preface this by saying I've only ever had retail jobs, but I think most of the criticisms apply to most jobs. Retail jobs suck for the most part. It's one of the worst jobs you can get. Now, it's not underwater welding, but it's still pretty miserable. The pay is obviously very low, your schedule is inconsistent, and it's mind-numbingly boring. You might suggest that I get another job in another field, but those don't interest me either. An office job, perhaps? Staring at a screen all day in a gray cubicle doesn't sound like very fulfilling work. I never did like the office setting. It's such an unnatural environment for human beings. Sitting down in front of a blue screen for 8 hours with little social interaction is not very conducive for a person's mental health. It'll be just like school again, and surprise, surprise, I hated school. Maybe a warehouse job? No, I don't want to do that either. I'm not a very big guy, and I'm not that strong. Most jobs are repetitive and monotonous. Doing the same thing every day with little variation is not something I can do, especially if you're creative. You just know that you're going to a place you don't like, to do things you don't like, with people you don't like for 5 days a week, at least. Some people are okay with that, but I think most people aren't. I know this isn't how everyone feels, but 9 to 5 jobs are almost indistinguishable from slavery to me. Someone is telling you when to wake up, where to go, what to do, and when you can leave for 5 days a week. I just cannot get with that. And it's even worse when you have a tyrannical boss. There's very few things worse than being tyrannized at work. And it's not like anyone really cares about you. As soon as they feel like you're not making them enough money, they're gonna get rid of you and replace you with someone else as soon as possible. There's no such thing as a friend in the workplace. It's also pretty much impossible to form real relationships with people in an office setting, for example. The silences in offices are deafening. You can't really have interesting or deep conversations with your coworkers when you're stuck staring at a monitor in a cubicle. Humans obviously value these types of relationships and interactions, and we don't get those things in a lot of jobs. Another thing I don't like about these jobs is the fact that they always want you to look busy, even if there's not that much to do. How meaningless and monotonous is it to pretend to work so that your boss won't be upset? Then there's the fact that I'm working for another man's company to make another man rich. I just cannot get over that. If I'm going to work for something, I'm going to work for myself. I also hate the bullshit professionalism. You have to force yourself to become some bullshit customer service robot and kiss the customer's ass and remove every trace of your personality just so that Karen won't be upset and profits won't drop 0.01% this quarter. I hate it. So I'm sure that a lot of you empathize with what I talked about in this video, and you should know that you can leave. You don't have to stay shackled to this job that you hate. You can create a business. You can create a YouTube channel. You can take risks, and you should. You don't want to stay in a place that you're miserable in. You may choose to stay because you've gotten too comfortable or you're afraid to leave, but you must realize the hidden cost of your inaction. The fear of staying at your miserable job has to be greater than taking the risk and leaving your job. And the longer you stay, the harder it is to leave, and the more weak and bitter you'll become. Don't sell your soul for the illusion of security.